Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to go over one of the longest titles to an expansion ever, and this is Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig, Secrets and Soirees. Now this is going to be a 1 to 8 player game. It's published by Stonemaier Games. Let's go ahead down to the table. I'm going to show you what comes in with this, and we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so this is what you're going to get with Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig. I'm going to go ahead and start off by showing what you get throughout the game. You are going to get a new tray that will fit all the components. Now there's a little overflow, but the overflow fits in the base game inserts, game tray inserts. You got a nice lid on there. This fits perfectly in the base game, which I'll show you in a second. You get 2 sets of rules. Your first set of rules is going to be the 2 different solitaire modes that you now come with the game, and use automa system. One's a little bit more difficult than the other, but they're both fun, and it just depends on your mood which one you want to play. So I won't go over that, but know that you get 2 solitaire modes in with this game. You also get all the components that you need to accomplish that. There's a whole bunch of automa cards that you're going to get. And here's some more cards that used in the solo mode. And a couple more cards. Now you also get the new scoring variant. There's going to be a new mode in the game, which is going to deal with the demands of the Mad King Ludwig. So the Mad King Ludwig's demands, and this is going to be a 1-page rule set, and this will let it go to 2 to 8 players. Oh yeah, by the way, you get a castle for an 8th player, so you can play with even more people. Now I noticed that playing through this with the 8 player doesn't actually add any more time to the game. Whether you play the Mad King's Demands or the regular base game, which we have a video on that to show you how to play that, and general review, it doesn't add any length because you're really only dealing with the person to the left and your right. Now with the Mad King's Demands, you're actually not. You're building your own castle, and what you're doing through the 2 rounds when you're drafting is you're actually handing one of your castles that you still pick 2. One of them you're going to put in your castle, and then one of them you're going to make your neighbor put in their castle. So that's the Mad King's Demands. So that's basically how that guy works. And it's neat building your own singular castle in the game. And it's cool where you get to work through that and score it. And it's neat that you have to deal with those cards on there. So I don't know if I prefer the Mad King's Demands over the base game per se. They both have fun parts to it. It's just nice to play a little differently every once in a while, so it's nice that that's included in the game. It also comes with 2 new room tiles. Now all the rest of these tiles are, I think there's 3 copies of every other tile in there, so you get extra. You're going to get a couple of different tiles in here. You're going to get ballroom, which is your other specialty tile, which you can get when you do the you finish 5 of something. So these ones add a new scoring options for the game and a new bonus tile. It's cool to have in there. And then you also have 2 new tiles. One is going to be the music room, which the music room needs to be not adjacent to bedrooms. So its scoring depends on whether it has additional scoring, but it depends on whether you actually have it adjacent to a bedroom, and you'll lose points for that. Not necessarily lose points, you won't get as many. So that's one thing to keep in consideration for that. And that's going to have to be placed, both of these new ones have to be placed on the castle level or above. Well, technically the secrets are copies, so it could end up being below, but the new tile has to be throne room or above. Now these secret tiles are really cool. What they actually do is they're sort of like copycat rooms. What they do is, you see this little arrow down here? They make a copy of the room that arrow is facing. And when you make a copy of the room, they have these little tokens here that you could place down to designate or to show what that copy is of. Now if you run out of those little tokens, it actually doesn't matter at all. It's still a copy of the room that it's pointing to. You just don't have a reminder for it. So that's basically what you're going to get with the Castles of Mad King Ludwig expansion. You're gonna get all this new component stuff that's really cool. And like I said, it actually fits really, really well in the base game. Now, these things you're going to place in separately, but basically, this guy is going to go in here like that, all nice and neat. So if it's all cool in there, these will fit into. I'm not just going to put them in right now yet. A couple other mentions, which these are really nice. I like the fact that there's a player aid for every player. And of course, these are new player aids because of the 2 new rooms that are in here to help explain. So you're going to get 8 player aids because you can go up to 8 players now. And it has a really nice scoring pad. I've gone through a little bit of it, but so if you, it's nice to calculate it out on that instead. So that's basically, like I said, what you're going to get with the expansion, the Castles of Mad King Ludwig, Secrets and Soirees. Let's go ahead back up to the table here and I'll give you my thoughts on this game. Okay, so I really like this expansion, Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig, Secrets and Soirees. Now we're going to just say Secrets and Soirees from right now because it's a very, very long title. But it does what I like expansions to do. It does add more stuff to the game, but it doesn't add necessarily any more complexity. It adds 2 new room types that add new type of scoring opportunities throughout the game. It does add solo mode, and not just one solo mode, 2 different solo modes. Now, I would say the rules for the solo modes are could be a little clearer, but they're still really good. And you can pick between like your basic solo mode and a more complex solo mode, so that you can get a lot out of playing this game solo. It also comes with a really cool new rules variant, which is the Demands of Mad King Ludwig, which you can build your own castle instead of 2 other separate castles. So that's really nice change of pace on there, and every once in a while it's nice to play. Still, I think prefer the base game over that variant, but it's a nice variant to play, especially if you have a group of people for some reason that would rather just build their own castle than necessarily the one to the left and right and have that much input from the players on either side. Now you do have to deal with the tile that's sent to you and deal with it somewhere in your castle, but it's not that bad, and it's fun to try to get the highest score possible that way. So the variant's good, the base game's good, the tiles extra tiles that it adds to the game's fine and good. Shuffling all those tiles can be a little bit of a bear, but all in all, great expansion for Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig. Like I said, does exactly what an expansion should do. It just adds more stuff without diluting the game and without making it overly complex. I really do like the fact that it now is 8-player, because actually we do have group 8-player games that we like to play. So like 7 Wonders can go up to 8 players. Same with this. And it also, like I said, did not add more time to the game for the 8th player. You really only have to deal with the person to your left or the right. It doesn't really matter how many other players are in there. So the time remains the same for the game, which is also really nice, and a big player game. So all in all, I recommend this expansion, especially if you have the base game. And that's our thoughts. Thank you for watching.